In 1927, the Mississippi River flooded and caused a great deal of damage to about 10 different states, with Louisiana and Arkansas being the two most affected. It all started when heavy rains in the year before caused swift currents to break a few main levees in April, and when all was said and done, over 140 levees were destroyed in total. All in all, about 27,000 square miles of land were damaged or destroyed across the 10 states. The river flooding is not a rare scene, since it tends to flood about 2 to 4 times each decade. This one was much larger and considerably more dangerous, since it covered such a vast area of land. 500 were killed and 700,000 were left without a home in the aftermath of this flood, which caused about $1 billion worth of damage at the time. That accounted for approximately 1/3 of the federal budget back in the late 20s. 4.4 million acres of farmland was flooded, mostly cotton, so many farmers were left with nothing. After the flood, the government forced mostly African Americans to participate in the reconstruction of the area, and they were treated very poorly. One was even shot and killed when he refused to work. This in turn led to the Great Migration, which is when African Americans moved from the South up north in search of better work environments and more money. This also caused many African Americans to swing their vote more towards Democratic candidates over Republicans. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers were put in charge for rebuilding and relocating the levees for the river, which caused even more flooding in the following decade or so. Even after this catastrophic event, many people refused to leave the flood-prone area, since the Mississippi River was such a great source of income for traders and other merchants. And the Army Corps of Engineers, when they redid the levees, put them so New Orleans wouldn't flood, but this turned out to cause the areas around New Orleans to flood even more.